Hi and welcome to part 3. We are now rolling into Sundland, which is a big railway yard that opened in 1925, and trains park here and get repaired here, and we have to wait here about 30 minutes until we drive further into Drammen station. And I picked out my drone. I'm sure I'm not allowed to use drone in this area, but as long as we all keep our mouth shut, it should be fine. I was careful and did not fly that high. And later in this part, we're going to drive through Norway's second longest railway tunnel. Alright, we came at a stop at the dwarf signal here, so let's get the drone going. There are of course power lines everywhere, so Yeah, I moved to the side and between them, and that worked out fine. And you see towards the Drammen station now, so we're gonna drive that way later. So Norway's largest railway company, former NSB, now called Vy. Their school is here in the foreground as we are panning towards the railway yard. Here you see a lot of trains are parked or in queue for repairs, I'm not sure. And you see the repair shops over there. And you see our train with the timber. And you see a passenger train driving past on the main track there and passing my colleague. If you see at the end of the timber train here, there is a locomotive. So my colleague is stationed there and he helps push me up hills. And there are not that many passenger trains with locomotive left. There was one, but most of them are what we call the motor wagons, which are fixed in length. They can be coupled together though, but they have a driver cabin in each end. And here is our locomotive, so I'm going to try to navigate the drone past the power lines now, so I don't want to film too much here. Alright, let's head down to Drammen station now. We are driving now on dwarf signals alone, so we have to be really careful. And we have to pay attention on the dwarf signal that are on our right-hand side. That's ours. And there's a motor wagon coming now. This belongs to V, and they get their names from the two first numbers. So this is a Type 73. I drove them briefly when I was at school, and I like them a lot. They lean into the curves, so they are really comfortable to drive. And the train simulators they got at school, they are also this type. Another dwarf signal here. As long as the two lights are vertical, we are allowed to drive. So we are approaching three similar motor wagons here. As you could see by the numbers, this is Type 75, and one is green and one is red. There was a color change when the company NSB changed their names into V, and the green is the new one and the red is the old one. So we are approaching another dwarf signal now. You see the one on the left side. That's not ours. It's hard to see, but it's horizontally, so that means stop. And the one on the right side is ours. Do you see that thingy on top of the rails here to the left? That one? That's called a train barrier. That's an extra protection, so no train can pass beyond the dwarf signal. And that train barrier will make the train derail if it tries to move beyond it. I lost the audio on the rest of this trip, so I filmed a new one. So if you're wondering why we suddenly changed the tracks, that's why. So we are leaving Drammen now, and we are approaching Norway's second longest railway tunnel. And this is Lieråsen tunnel. It's 10,723 meters long, and it goes through the hill you see here towards Asker station. It was finished in 1973, and it sliced the travel time between Oslo and Drammen by 20 minutes. I have a new light signal for you up here. You see the flashing white one here. This is called a bridge and frost gate signal. And in this case, you see 3 frost gates here. So when it's cold outside, this closes. And they open automatically before a train arrives here. And you don't see them open, it's just open. And the white flashing light means a clear line. And should there be any malfunction with them, you would see a red light. So we have good time to stop before we burst down the gates. I'll show you Lieråsen tunnel on the map. Here it is, highlighted in red, and we came from here, Drammen, and we are going towards Oslo. Also a station inside this tunnel, not for people of course, but to switch trains from one track to the other. Here is the pre-signal for it. How do we know it's a pre-signal? Well, the green light is flashing. We would have 1 green light and have to reduce our speed. And here comes the airport express train. And now I'll just cut to the end of the tunnel. And we are done with our first tunnel today. And this is Asker station. And after Asker station, we are going down into another tunnel. Okay, I'll skip to the exit again. Take notice of all the graffiti on the tunnel walls here. It's quite impressive that they dare venture down here. So to the right of us here goes Drammensbanen, and this was the only connection between Oslo and Drammen before this Lieråsen tunnel that we just went through was created. I'll show you quickly on the map. Oslo is in the top right corner and Drammen is on the bottom left corner. And we are here. The yellow line is just the space between these two tunnels. And Drammensbanen is this long yellow line here. And the red line here is the tunnel. And the purple part here is the old part between Spikkestad and Drammen, which is closed and removed. Leaving Sandvika station now, so I think this is it for part 3, and I hope you join me in part 4.